Here they come on board, Gina. They're coming on. We've got some attendees. The numbers are increasing.
Great.
It's going to be exciting with Windstar today. Give
I'm
another
excited to
couple
share
of
it.
seconds. Yeah, see it? It's increasing. The numbers are increasing when people are coming on. I love when they come on board because they're in so anticipation of what's going to happen. Still see a few more people coming on. Alrighty, so it's about 1 o'clock, so we're going to start this up. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for an informative and exciting Windstar webinar. My name is Dean Lapham, and I'm the Director of Professional Development here at CLIA, and I'm just going to go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. So the webinar will run for about 30 to 40 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the question module of the webinar, and we'll get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. So Gina wants to answer all those questions. So this webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our presenter today, Gina McGinnis, to present to you more about Windstar's private yacht style that puts the world within reach. So Gina began her career in the cruise industry in 1992 at Princess Tours, which was a company that was part of Princess Cruises. But during her college summer breaks, she worked at Princess Tours as an escorted tour director for the Canadian Rockies and Alaska cruise tours, where she would travel up to 2 weeks at a time with a group of passengers on land and cruise ships. After graduation from the University of Washington, she was promoted to product manager for the Princess Tours Europe Land Tour product. She left Princess in the early 2000s to pursue a sales career in another industry. But in 2013, she was lured back into the cruise industry and was hired as the manager of contracting and bidding for Holland America, Seabourn, and Princess Cruises, negotiating contracts with tour operators for their worldwide shore excursions. In 2015, she moved into the role of national account sales at Holland America before coming on board at Windstar Cruises in 2016 as the director of sales in North America. So Gina lives in Seattle with her husband, Jeff, and 2 children, and they all love to cruise and travel the world during their school breaks. So take it away, Gina.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and welcome, CLIA members, advisors. I am so excited to share the Windstar story with you all today. Hopefully we have some new advisors who don't know about Windstar, or maybe some other advisors who might know a lot about Windstar, and I can share some new information and lots of new exciting information with you all. My name is Gina McGinnis, as you heard, and I'm the director of the national accounts here at Windstar. And you may have seen me at some of your CLIA events. I'm actually planning for the upcoming one here in a few months, actually I think a few weeks. So if you're on this webinar, come up to our booth. I'd love to meet you all in person. I've got Taylor Pasquarelli on this front page, as you see right there. Unfortunately, she was unable to attend with us today. She had to attend to a family event. But I do briefly want to share some information towards the end of this webinar about what Taylor does. She's fairly new to Windstar. I think she's been here a year, and she is our social media and content creator. And I will do my best to explain what she does and how it can benefit you, all the work that she puts into that social media and content, and how you can take that, what she has done, and use it for yourself. So we'll do that towards the end of this webinar. And you know, as was mentioned, my family and my kids and I, we do love to sail. We just got off this ship right here that you're seeing over Christmas, 10 days in the Caribbean, and I was on it for vacation. It was my first vacation on Windstar in quite some time. I travel on Windstar a lot for work, if I take host fams, but I haven't been on vacation Windstar with my family in several years, and it was, as I explained it to be, it lived all that it that I have talked about, the service, the food, relaxing, and really going into these small different ports that we just rarely saw those big ships, and it really was amazing, the lack of the crowds. And I'll talk about this as we go along the way. And it was the first time both of my kids, they are 11 and 17, came with us as well. That first time on Windstar altogether, and I was a little hesitant. We are, big ship family cruisers, and I felt like the time was right. So I can also help you with that. If you've got guests who are thinking, gosh, we've got kids, should we bring them? Well, maybe, maybe not. And as we go through this, you might decide, if the kids on your list, if it's right for them and if they're old enough. My kids were finally old enough and they loved it, but it certainly wasn't, the big ship experience, but it was really fabulous in all different ways. But let's get going on the webinar. We have a lot to talk about and a lot to share with you. At Windstar, we like to say, we're 180 degrees from ordinary. What does that really mean? We really take travelers in a different direction. So I say that is the direction of where the big ships go, we go 180 degrees the opposite way. We like to go to these little ports. Our 6 ships that we have they're all small enough, all under 342 guests. So all small enough to take us into these small little areas that the big ships simply can't go to. If we're tendering, we get in so much closer than any big ship can do as well. And don't be scared when I say tendering. When you've got a ship with 148 to 342 guests, the tender operations are quick and smooth and easy. There are no lines, there are no stickers, there are no, times that you can get on and off the ship. You just come and go as you please. And we really are not another cruise line. We are very different. Often I hear, who is your competition? And I like to say, gosh, we're not like another cruise line. We're different in that we're not big ship. We're not small, high-end luxury. We are casual luxury. If you can wear it to the country club, you can wear it on Windstar. Do you like to sail on sailing boats? We've got that option. I'll show you 3 of those later. Do you like maybe a little bit more white glove service? We've got that as well too, but it's more casual luxury. We take our guests on shore excursions that are more intimate, get you really close to that area. This is an actual picture of 3 different shore excursions that we've got with Windstar. We'll take you maybe to someone's home. I was in Tahiti right around this time last year, and we got to go to a family home in Moorea, and we got to see how they live and how they they had pineapples and or coconuts, and how they took the coconut and they made bread with it. Believe it or not, it was good. And I don't like coconut. It was amazing. They gave us homemade bread that had just came out of their oven. Then they take it and they cut it, and we got to see, their whole family and how they lived. And it was just really a cool shore excursion in that you couldn't get it on a big ship because you can't get hundreds of people in there. We had, I think, about 10 people on that shore excursion. Or this one here with the goats and the trees. That's actually real. Those are truly goats and trees. We do have that shore excursion. So we're very different. And the whole experience altogether is, from start to finish with Windstar, is a lot different than what you'll find with your typical mass market cruise line. From check-in, which is simple, easy, short, when you're only dealing with 148 guests or maybe 201 sailing or 342 at the max, the check-in is quite simple. It's not chaotic, if you will. And it's actually just, you drop your bag and you go, you check in, and we keep it that simple, and we love that. And as I mentioned earlier, we really get to know the locals. We have a lot of food shore excursions as well. We like to pride ourselves at Windstar that we are the only partner with the James Beard Foundation. And this is a foundation that awards these chefs and restaurants that are absolutely amazing. It's very hard to win a JBF award. And these chefs, we bring some of them on our ships for specialty sailings. Those chefs then will take you out and go shopping with them, and they'll explain to you, this is a James Beard chef right here. So if you've got foodies, Windstar really also is another great option for those guests. And I'll show you a little bit more about that as we go through this short excursion, this presentation. This is a slide of our beautiful windsurf 342 guests. We have some videos of this on YouTube. If you Google Windstar YouTube, we have plenty of videos. This happens to be a video too. It just doesn't work with this platform that we have, but Google it on YouTube and you can see the interiors of the ships and really actually has our captain, one of our captains who does sail with us, is talking on this video. And I'm gonna push it through. We like to create memories that truly will last a lifetime, and they truly are authentic. This is actually not vacation, I shouldn't say that, work that I've gone on within the last year. To the left is the Blue Lagoon in Iceland, and I went, those are some travel advisors, maybe they're on board or on this presentation right now, and that was in Iceland at the Blue Lagoon where we just sat in that yummy water and we had some wine. I mean, it was truly an experience. And we went to the smaller area. We saw those big ships take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of guests to the bigger area. It was just us and we went and it was just really fabulous. And something you just can't simply do like that anywhere else. In the middle here, this is actually some friends of mine who sailed on Windstar, and this is on our bridge. We have an open bridge policy on all 6 of our ships. So you can go to that bridge anytime you want, day or night, except when they are leaving port. That's the only time. And it's open, and we invite you to come in. My favorite time of the day going on the bridge is at night, because I like to see how do we get from A to B when it's dark. And they'll show me the radar. They'll show me, oh, there's a boat over here. Let's see who it is. And we'll Google things and we'll find out who owns the boat or what, large cruise ship it is. And then I do like to talk to one of the officers who's planning the next week's itinerary and how long it'll take and which route they should go. And they love it. They love to talk to you up on the bridge. So I invite you to go up there as well when you sail with us. And, for those who might be new or maybe just don't know, many cruise lines do offer bridge tours, yet they charge you for that bridge tour a lot of money. And I know because I've done it. And they walk you through. And, you don't really talk to the officers. You can't get back and look at their screens. No pictures allowed. And isn't that not on Windstar? Come on up anytime. We invite you. In fact, some people love the morning when the sun is rising. You can't see it here, but there are 2 chairs and a table. And some people just go up there and take their coffee and see the sun rise and have some nice chats with the captain or the officers on board. I didn't fail to mention this other really weird shot. I know, it looks odd. This was at the top of a mountain, Papiete. We took a tour up there, my colleague and I. That's where we had lunch. It doesn't look fabulous. It was amazing in the middle of literally nowhere at the top of the mountain. The views were amazing. The food was phenomenal. And who would have known? And we did it with Windstar. You'll often hear Windstar say we're the cruise line for travelers, not for tourists. When we get to these ports of call, we're not taking you shopping. You don't have to walk through, 5 duty-free shops to get to your destination or your bus or whatnot. We're going to those smaller ports that don't have that duty-free shopping, and it's kind of nice. And our shore excursions that we have are not touristy or cheesy or buses that take you on a large bus tour and then end at a shopping center. This is through the left, through the Corinth Canal. That was just in September. And as you likely know, not many ships can fit through the Corinth Canal. Our ship barely can as well. It's that tight. But with Windstar, you can. We can take you 4x4ing. That was up in the mountain. The middle photo up in Iceland. Or we have another 4x4 tour. That is our president right here, some guests, and then my colleague Diane and I. That was our tour group. And then the owner of the company, and we followed him. 6 of us on that, and that was in Huahine and Tahiti on our Tahiti sailing. So it really is for the travelers who want to get deeper into these destinations. We stay at ports longer. We have more overnights. We're not at port from 8 to 4, and then they, close up and get back on the water so that they can open up the boutiques and the casinos. That's just not Windstar. We want you to spend more time on the land and focusing on the destination and really less time on our ships. Our days are unregimented. As I mentioned, they're longer. Do what you want. You can take a shore X in the morning, and then in the afternoon, enjoy the boat, enjoy the water. We have a water sports marina. That's some couple advisors, my colleague and I on the left, and that was in Maria. And we were just playing on the back of the ship. We have a water sports marina. When we anchor in, down goes the marina, and they put all the fun toys out, and you just play on there. Our days are unregimented. They're simple. There's not a whole lot to say you've got to do an 8-hour tour and then get right back on because then we're going to leave. No, it's a very simple pace, if you will, on Windstar. So we're really putting the world within your reach and your guest reach. And that really is what we like to say is 180 degrees from ordinary. And I'm seeing a typo there. I apologize for that. These are the ships that we have. We have 6 of these, 3 of the non-sail ships and 3 of the sail ships. And we'll go more into that as we go along in this presentation. But our ports, 23, 24, we are excited to say that we are back down in Australia. We have a ship there that just got there in November. She is there for a few more weeks, and we're thrilled to be back in Australia, New Zealand, and bring tourism back there. And you may know, I mean, Australia is just hot now, and a hot market for cruises, and we're a part of that. So if you've got clients who want to do Australia, we are there. We'll be back there. If they don't make it this year, we'll be back in November. We're also in Japan. We were one of the few cruise lines that did not pull out of Asia, and we'll be up there. The ship that is down in Australia will soon be heading up to Japan and doing that sailing. Hong Kong, Kobe, Yokohama, Tokyo. That sailing will be phenomenal. We are in Alaska this summer. This will be our last summer in Alaska. For those of you who want a small ship cruise line experience in Alaska, check out Windstar. We do still have some space. We are in the Caribbean, Northeast, and then of course Europe, Northern Europe, ice. We have a phenomenal Iceland tour cruise, that circumvents Iceland in the summers. And then of course our favorite, my favorite, is Papeete, our Tahiti South Pacific. We are there year round, and we just celebrated 35 years this year in Tahiti, sailing in Tahiti and bringing our guests to this beautiful, beautiful part of the world. I was there, a year ago, as I mentioned, and we had a big celebration with the French president. That's us in the middle. We gifted him with a gift from Windstar, and it was just a phenomenal experience. And I invite you to check out our product there. It is so authentic. And we're there year round, and we're sending our new Star Breeze down there next year. Currently, our Windstar is in that destination. Australia, New Zealand, like I mentioned, we're there through early 23. Then we'll be back down there. So check that out if you've got guests who want to sail in that location. I am excited to let you know we will be sailing the Arabia Red Sea starting in November of 23 through April of 24. I've been on many of the calls developing this program, and it will really be phenomenal and safe. If you have guests who are like, gosh, I've never been there, but I don't want to go there, it's not safe. We are developing a program that will really be safe. We'll show your guests the area where they can feel comfortable always coming back on the ship for those evenings. We're able to drink wine while on board on many of the ports. We have one of our product managers who just sailed on another cruise line undercover and really got some great ideas what works and what does not work. So we put a lot of time and energy into this program, and this is a bucket list for a lot of people. So I invite you to bring your guests should they have that area on their list. As I mentioned, Asia, spring, we'll be there in the spring. Summer, that ship goes to Alaska, and then we'll be back in the fall of 23. It's a beautiful sailing to sail over there. I've done it, gosh, definitely pre-COVID. I think it was 2019, and it really is truly a phenomenal sailing. I didn't know I wanted to sail in that area until I did it. And now I realize why. I mentioned our ships throughout this presentation. At Windstar, we have the luxury and the freedom of your choice of ships. So we have two classes. Everything on board is the same. All the experience on board is the same as far as the food, the phenomenal white glove service, the accommodations. But we do allow, or we do have two styles of ships, one with sails and one without. We have 3 of each. And then we also offer an all-inclusive cruise fare or cruise only fares. And I'll explain that here as we go along. Our first class is the Star Plus class. These are our ships without the sails, our beautiful ships. We like to call them a small or large yacht. So these are great for the open seas. Oftentimes you'll find these ships in the cooler destinations, the more north. You'll see her in Alaska, Iceland, Northern Europe, Asia. Sometimes they'll head down, of course, to the warmer areas, but typically we keep those non-sail ships up north. All suites ship. There are not any interior suites. They're all suite ships. And we do call these our luxury yachts. 312 guests, that's it, with 200 crew. So you can do the math. It's a really great ratio of guests to crew. We take very, very good care of our guests. In fact, those crew members will often get to know your guests by name within the first few days. And when I was on board, as I mentioned, I went on vacation over Christmas on Windstar, and I didn't tell anybody I worked for Windstar. Our barista knew my coffee drink by day 2, and I'm from Seattle, so that's really important for us, is that coffee. And I'd be coming down the hall, and Nanda would say, Gina, would you like your usual? And yes, I would. And you'll find that on Windstar. The minimum suite is 277 square feet. So you can see this suite right here to the lower left. That's 277 square feet with a large picture window. Keep in mind, we do have French balconies as well. This being the entry level, phenomenal size. Sitting area, bar, you can't see it, but a bar area, a desk, the bed. And then we have 5 dining options on these suites, plus 24/7 room service, all included. We do not charge extra for food. We don't charge extra for specialty coffees, sodas, or bottled waters. It's all included. The only extra that we charge is for alcohol, shore excursions, and boutiques. But as far as the pricing goes, I had mentioned earlier, the all-inclusive pricing does include alcohol and gratuities. The cruise only does not include alcohol gratuities either. So you get to choose. Maybe you have someone who doesn't want to drink alcohol. They can have that lower price. It actually is really quite a good deal. We do have an open bridge on every ship, as I mentioned earlier, including these ships, and then a spa and gym, all included. You do not have to pay extra to go to the gym and work out or take yoga. If you want to go to the spa, you can go sit in the steam room or the hot tub or the sauna, or sit on those yummy heated chairs that I often fall asleep on, all included. The only extras there are facials, massage, beauty salon. That is an extra cost. Let me show you a picture of these though. So right before COVID, we started our $250 million Star Plus initiative. And this is where we cut those beautiful ships in half, one by one, and we added that centerpiece. So as you can see, cut it in half, pulled it apart, and added the centerpiece. This is in Italy, in Fincantieri. And with that little piece that they entered, there were 50 additional suites. The dining room's a little bit bigger, and 2 new dining restaurants. We only added 50 suites, 100 guests. So these are still very, very much small ship cruise lines. Now, I've been on these ships multiple times since all 3 of them have finished their refurbishment. Total transformation really is a better word for it. Both working and now this vacation I had, and you cannot tell where the new space is versus the old. It is that good, because when they added that new space, they literally took everything down to the studs, if you will, on these ships. We have 4 new engines per ship, much more fuel efficient. 50, of course, new suites, 2 new dining restaurants. We spent $267,000 per berth to remodel those and really, really beautify them, bring them up to amazing standards. 84 feet was all we added. We do have a grand owner's suite, 2 new grand owner's suites that are 1,374 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. So for those of you who have clients who want to travel with their families, this is a really great option. All bathrooms, all brand new bathrooms on board, completely redone. And then 2 new tenders. So as I mentioned, our tendering options, don't be afraid by that when we have a lot of anchors, because we have more tenders. And it truly is an easy way to get on and off the ships. And I know I've been on the big ships. I used to work for the big cruise lines, and it's difficult when they tender. It takes time. For us, not at all. Here, this is similar to our entry-level suite, except it just has that balcony right there. You can see that, a French balcony. So 277 square feet, though. This is still the entry level in sizing. This is a picture of the middle of our grand owner suite, where guests can, the family perhaps can meet in the middle, or friends can meet in the middle of cocktail parties, and then 3 bedrooms, all private from each other, but connected, and then a beautiful balcony. Our spa, of course, you know, on these ships has been completely redone. Facials, massage. There's those yummy chairs that are heated that you often fall asleep on. All included, not extra. And then the outdoor area. Gorgeous pool, hot tub in the center. There are enough deck chairs for every single person on board. Don't be afraid. You don't need to be up at 7 a.m. to hold those chairs. There's enough for everyone. One of our 2 new restaurants, Quadro 44, which is a Spanish cuisine. Beautiful decor, not very big. It's not a big, busy restaurant. There's a couple more seats which are not in this, tables and chairs which are not in this photo, but it's a nice, intimate atmosphere. We also opened the Star Grill. This is our outdoor, much more casual. Have lunch outside, maybe dinner outside, just a little bit more casual. In addition to our fine dining restaurant candles, and then our amphora, which is our dining room. And as I mentioned, we do partner with the James Beard Foundation. You'll often find shopping with the chef, whether it's the James Beard chef who's sailing on board or the current chef that we have on board. We like to source our food regionally. So if we're in an area where we can source the food regionally that's fresh, we'll do it. I was in Iceland this summer, as I mentioned, and we were waiting for the tender at the dock to go back to the ship. And right next to me were, I don't know, 4 or 5 boxes, and it said, you know, fresh fish for the Star Legend. And they were taking that fish on board to serve it that evening. So it's fresh, not frozen, cooked all minute as well. Our other ships, the Wing class ships, these are our 3 sailing ships with those sails. These are our iconic ships that we have. These are beautiful sailing ships. If you are a part of a sailing club or a yacht club, this is a great way for you to find guests. We find a lot of sailors absolutely love these ships. They don't want to go on those other ships. They want to stay on these. We have 3 of them. 2 that are 148 guests, the Wind, Spirit, and Star at 100 crew. And then one of them, our flagship, is our 5-masted, 342 guest Wind Surf. Also, both have spa, all of them, excuse me, have spa and gym, 4 dining options, plus 24/7 room service, all included. And they too have those open bridges. And this is our iconic Wind Surf, 342 guests. She's stunning, beautiful, so much deck space as well. And then our little babies of the bunch, 148 guests, the Wind Spirit and the Windstar. And as you can see, the decks are not crowded. There is plenty of space for everyone to enjoy those decks on board. We do like to brag a little. We have the Travel Weekly Reader's Choice Award winner. I was at that event and took that trophy home. That was fun. Condé Nast Traveler, also Reader's Choice Award, and Porthole Cruises as well. So people like us, and we hope you will too. So when you're selling Windstar, who is that typical traveler? Who should you look for? Active adults. This is average. Now, keep in mind, it's not perfect. Ages 45 to 75. Younger ones in Tahiti. That's what pulls that age down. Oftentimes we'll find honeymooners or those maybe getting married even to 75 are longer sailings. Get those older clients who might have more time. Couples, small groups traveling together. They're well educated, discerning world travelers. They're not tourists, they're travelers. We do get some experience and first-time cruisers. We have a lot of interest in the food and wine, arts, culture, very adventurous, seeking a new experience, different from those big ships. So here's an example of our all-inclusive pricing. This pricing may not be what it is today, so don't quote me on this. But you can see the two options. Let's say you have a guest who wants to leave on or wants to sail on this. The cruise only, $25.99 per guest. That would not include alcohol beverages or gratuities. The $33.89 does include all alcohol beverages and gratuities. So it's really if your guest, wants to have wine or beer, whatever, and it's just something, maybe deciding how much, if they want to drink, how much they would want to drink. It's a great option for those who don't drink though, because then they're not paying for the others too. We have Evergreen Promotions. We have what we call our 7 for 7. These sailings, I kid you not, put this on your reminder list. We have advisors who watch it. They come out every Thursday. It is 7 sailings and they are good for 7 days only. And we're very, very strict on it because these sailings are phenomenal deals and they're not leaving tomorrow or in 2 weeks. Some of them are leaving in a year or a year and a half. But what we're doing is we're trying to fill the ship sooner to keep that pricing up. We don't like to drop the pricing. So it fills it up early so that we can raise the pricing. And it is a great deal. So if you have a guest who's like, gosh, I want to go on this one sailing, it's 2 years from now, keep your eyes on 7 for 7. We also have single supplements and waived on many sailings and reduced select voyages. Check those out online. And then our Star Collector voyages, those are our longer sailings. Anything over 13 days, we do offer free laundry. I buy laundry when I go on board. I think it's $8 a day per person, and I literally use it every day, and I go home with clean clothing. It's the best thing ever. While your guests are on board, when you send them, tell them to book another sailing while they're on board, because when you're sailing and you're like, oh my gosh, this is phenomenal, I want to go again, that's the time to hit them up. And it's a fabulous deal for you because our onboard cruise consultant will do all the work, put the booking together, figure out what's the best for your client, and you, the travel advisor, gets that commission. We will always give that commission back to you because you are registered in our system with that client. We, as well, when they do book on board, they will get 5% fare, reduced deposit, shipboard laundry, and Wi-Fi. A great deal for your guests. So, but really it's a great deal for you because let us do the work and you get that commission. Double referral benefit. This is our current promotion that we have going on right now. Guests get $200 onboard credit through February 28th. So if you have a guest who is going to sail and they have some friends, maybe they're a past yacht club member, you're putting it together, they refer their friends, they get extra shipboard credit, and so do their friends. So if you're doing multiple bookings, take advantage of this. But our really great, fabulous deal, which is a part of Wave, is our Pick Your Perk. So this is good for one more month. And we have up to $1,000 onboard credit, depending on the days of how many sailing days there are. Or you can book one free hotel night. That includes breakfast, Wi-Fi, and transfer to the yacht, or a free upgrade to all-inclusive fares for premium suite guests. So really, I often think the hotel is the best deal because hotels are so expensive right now, and you can stay at one of our hotels, but it's really what your guest wants, but it's a great deal. Check it out. We do have some great pricing right now, and add that to Pick Your Perk, and holy moly, it's a great, great deal. We do have groups as well. We love groups. Groups are so lucrative for you. We have 2 levels of groups. We have Star Group and Star Advantage. Both offer a discount. Our TCs are 1 to 9. So number 10 is you. That's your TC. Either go sail with us or take the money. Up to you. We offer extra shipboard credit and complimentary parties with 18 or more guests. The Star Advantage groups are those sailings that may not be selling as well. It might be a transatlantic, might be those longer sailings. Those even have $100 per person agent bonus commission. So it's a really great deal. Check out the groups. Call your RSM. We can help you. Our sales team is small but mighty, and they're happy to help you, decide is a group right for you, or should you take the pick your perk. And they can work with our groups team to help you develop that group and to put a marketing plan together actually and sell that group. This is it. This is it for our sales team. We're a small but mighty team, starting with our Vice President of Sales, Diana. I oversee all the national accounts, so I work with those consortia. We have inside sales, and then our RSMs. We have Joe on the West Coast, Andrea in Canada, Meg on the East Coast, Ward in the Central or Midwest, and then Melissa in the Southeast, with our 2 development sales coordinators and a business development representative inside sales with their manager. So we're all here for you because we are such a small team. We answer your emails, we answer your phone calls, and can help you. And we do like to offer you that advisor support that's very different, 180 degrees from ordinary from those large ships. For our advisor support, here's our advisor hub. Get on that. It has everything you need to know about Windstar. We have a Star Specialist course. It's very easy. It's like an hour long, maybe hour and a half, and you get bonus commission on your first booking if you take that. It has our flyers, all of our videos on there, pictures, and the best of all, it has those advisor FAMs. Take advantage of that pricing. Get on board, sail with us, because it'll make your time selling Windstar so much easier. Our social media content creator, Taylor Pasquarelli, she creates content all the time, and amazing content that is videos directly from our ships when she sails on the ships, when she gets it from the ships, and she'll post it to all of these platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and feel free to repost those yourself. If you've got a group and you want to push a group, find what she has posted and feel free to repost it. If you're sailing, tag us, hashtag Windstar Cruises, and we'll repost it. She will, actually. She reposts them all the time. Follow us and you'll see how easy it is and how often she does repost advisors and clients there. Coming in 23 is TikTok. I don't know a lot about TikTok, but we're coming with it. I think she has started it. Take a look at that. And next CLIA webinar, I promise you, it's going to be more focused on social media, more in depth on social media, because it's such a platform that is so easy for you to use our work and repost it and help you with sales. And we want you to do that. On that note, I think I'm at 40 minutes. Thank you for listening to me. And I would love to answer any questions that you all may have.
That was exciting, Gina. That was really great. A lot of good information, and I love the idea of the beds on those cabins being right next to the open windows. Oh, that looks so fun. So we do have a few comments and questions that came in. We have one that was from Charlotte, North Carolina. She's new to she's a new advisor, and she wants to know what kind of marketing is available for new advisors.
Oh my gosh, that is so fabulous that you're new. Welcome to the industry. You picked a good time because it's really busy. So we have a ton of marketing. So 2 things that I would recommend for you. One, go to our advisor hub. If you go to windstarcruises.com, scroll to the bottom and it'll say advisor hub or travel advisors. I'm not exactly sure what it says. One of those 2 things. Click on that and register for advisor hub. On there, we have all of our flyers on there that you can use. We have videos. We have professional photos. You can use all of those for you well, and also I would find us on all those social media platforms. Let me go back. Any of those platforms, follow us there and repost those. If you have any questions on how to do that, reach out to Taylor Pasquarelli because she can help you with reposting that. Or just if you go to Instagram, send a note to Windstar Cruises. That's Taylor answering that. She'll help you with that because I've seen her do it. And then third and most important is reach out to your regional sales manager. And for let me go back to here so you can all see this. For you, in particular, North Carolina, that is Melissa Nessenson. On that Advisor Hub, you will see all of these, all of your sales managers on the Advisor Hub with their emails on there. Reach out to them. They're happy to help you understand Windstar, perhaps do a cruise night with you, maybe help you with a flyer. They can really help you develop that. And come see us when we are at CLIA Cruise 360 next month. Come see our booth and we can help you as well and show you a little bit more. We've got some breakout sessions and we're also sponsoring a breakfast. Come to the breakfast and we will tell you all you need to know about Windstar.
Excellent, thank you. We had a couple of advisors ask about the accessibility for folks who are handicapped on board your ships. So maybe break it down into the sailing vessels and the other vessels as far as being handicap accessible.
Yes, so that is a fabulous question. I need to add a slide for that. Thank you for the reminder. So our ships without the sails, the Star Plus class ships, they do have elevators. However, those scooters do not fit in those elevators. Wheelchairs, the smaller ones, I've seen it. They're small elevators. So I would find out the size of the wheelchair and then call our vacation planning and we can go from there. But we do have elevators on those. On our sailing ships, the Windsurf, the larger one, 362 guests, we do have an elevator on there. Again, small. The two ships without the sails, there are no elevators. They were made before there was ADA compliance. So those do not have them. So I would say if your guests can do a little bit of walking, our ships are not that big and that would work for them. They're not, going up 17 flights or, walking the length of a football field to get from their room to the lobby. They really are so much smaller and condensed that if your guests can walk, it's okay. And then have that wheelchair maybe when they get off the ship or scooters. But we will try to work with them. So call and let's get the sizing of that.
Perfect, thank you. So we had a couple of questions about travel agent rates to get first-hand experience on the Windstar cruises or fan trips.
So we do have travel agent rates and they are always listed on the Advisor Hub. So go in and register for that Advisor Hub and then go under Advisor Support. And there's all these things to give you support to sell Windstar. And then included is a link for advisor rates. And that is updated, oh gosh, I don't know, every 4 to 6 weeks. It's actually a live link. You can save the link, on your, or the URL on your laptop and just, click on that and it gets updated there. And, there's some really good options and all you have to do is fill out the form. And if there's still availability, then our vacation planning team will confirm you for that.
Excellent. The next question is about solo travels, people who travel solo. What do you have for those types of folks?
Oh my gosh, we do have single supplement waived on many sailings and reduced single supplement. If you go to our website, and I wish I had a slide about this briefly, but go to our website and under specials, there's a link on the top that says specials. Click on that and you'll find all of those special rates for solos. And I will say if you have solo clients, tell them not to be worried or concerned about traveling solo. Our ships are so small, we often find that guests, whether they're solo or not, become friends with other guests on board. And I've yet to hear of a complaint of a solo traveler saying it was horrible, I was alone the whole time. I hear, oh my gosh, I met so-and-so, we're now gonna sail together again, or and then our crew on board, they are laser focused on those solo travelers, and they will embrace them. They will find someone to sit with them if needed at dinner. But I would say with the small ship atmosphere, you end up meeting so many people that it's actually a great way to travel.
Awesome. Thank you, Gina. We have a couple more. One is regarding dietary needs. So I imagine you deal with all sorts of dietary needs, including vegan, people who are gluten-free, etc. Correct?
We sure do. That is a great question. Again, I've got to add another one because we are so excited to launch plant-based dining here. Gosh, I think any day now. We've been working on this for months, but we do have gluten and vegan options. Absolutely. They are listed on our menus as well. We know prior, if, as an advisor, you let us know before so that your guests can, that our team knows that. A couple of things, I've done a galley tour before, not this last time, but when I was working one time, and we are so particular on that gluten-free, where it's in separate parts of the galley, the gluten versus gluten-free. They don't even use the same hand cloth, a towel, or apron. If they're working with gluten and then they've got to go to the gluten-free area, they will switch out the apron, switch out the towel. It's very, very important that they keep that, free of each other. But plant-based, which is very popular right now, we have a whole menu and it looks amazing. And I've tried some of it and it truly is amazing. We have an advisor who specializes in this large group travel, plant-based. And actually I sailed with her. I was on a work trip. She was on my fam last July, and it was unbelievable. She was kind of trying it out until she brought her groups on board. She brought her, and it was phenomenal. The food was amazing. She herself is plant-based. I tried a few things. I'm not plant-based, and it was unbelievable. But she brought a group of over 80 plant-based guests on our ship, the Star Breeze, the one without the sails, this summer. Sorry, I guess last summer already, summer 22 in Alaska, and rave reviews. And if you think about it, Alaska, they live off the land. We're talking they kill to eat, right? There's a lot of meat in Alaska. There's a lot of fish in Alaska. And we had them on a 7-day sailing and a 5-day pre-tour, and it went like clockwork, 80 people for plant-based. So we really pride ourselves on those specialty food needs for guests, but plant-based is now on the menu.
That sounds wonderful. So you have some great experience with excursions, and this next question would be perfect for you. So should you purchase onshore excursions beforehand or on the ship? What's your recommendation, Gina?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Thank you for asking that. I'm last minute, so I purchase them when I go on the ship, and that's what I did, and it was just fine because our ships are so small. It's not like you're up against thousands of people. On the other hand, because our ships are so small and our shore excursions are smaller, more intimate, sometimes they do book up. So I would say if you really have a tour that you really, really want, or your guest really wants to do, it's very important for them, book it before. You can always cancel 24 hours prior and get a refund. You're probably safer doing that because our tours are just smaller. We're not taking hundreds of people on them. So yeah, I would say pre-book it and then just cancel it 24 hours prior if you find like, yeah, maybe I don't want to do that. I want to do something else. But you can always book on board too.
Excellent. And so we have a few comments for you. We have great, thanks, great presentation. I'll surely be checking out Windstar's TA portal and sharing info with my clients. Looking forward to getting into the tub and getting on board. Thanks for the info. Thank you, thank you, thanks, great, thanks. We had some great comments. Gina, thank you so much. Do you have any parting words for us right now?
No, just I wish you all the best. I'm so glad we all made it. We all made it through the worst. And for those of you who are new, I do wish you lots of luck. And I do invite all of you to reach out to our team at any time. We've got a phenomenal team. If I can't respond right away because I'm traveling or someone else, we will make sure someone on our team does get back to you if you've got questions. And I hope to see as many of you as I can at our upcoming conference here, gosh, in, I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks in Fort Lauderdale.
Excellent. Gina, thank you so much. And everyone, thank you for joining us today. And we will see you on board these beautiful ships on the ocean. Talk to y'all later. Cheers.
Okay, bye.
Bye.